Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. And I guess I should really say ho, 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 because Mark from Qualatex is here.
Hi.
And it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. We got the words right, Mark. Yeah. So it's getting a bit Christmassy, even though
10.
we are filming earlier in the year, and I'm still wearing shorts.
Christmas shorts.
So, but it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And elves are going crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, still.
People are just going bonkers for elves. Anything elfish, people are going for. So you were going to show us some of. We're going to create something with some parts that you've already created, and we'll talk through what you've done. So, over to you, Mark.
Well, we all know Naughty Elf comes on the 1st of December.
Yes.
So it's a great thing for setting the mindset out that you've got a pre-sale, you've got to get yourself ready. And last year it was a massive payday for a lot of retail shops.
Yeah.
So I've come up with a basic super stuffing elf design with Balloon Market elf in there.
So you showed this female elf.
Yeah.
You showed the stuffing and this technique on the show that we did with the Halloween design.
And then previously on the original
Super Stuffer one.
In here, I've also sort of kept up to date by doing lots of different, very round, different size balloons to keep it up to date.
Yeah.
So it's not really classic decor. It looks a bit more organic on the inside.
But yeah, all the techniques to get this far.
Yeah.
We have shown.
We've
before.
already shown.
And you could sell this as it is, couldn't you?
Yeah,
you could
bow on the top, finish it off.
Top, and job's done. You can put it in a box, whatever. But what you want to do today is expand on it and show how you can make more of this. I have to say though, I think we've got a very special elf here.
We have. Yeah.
We think, because this elf won't face the same way, we've twisted it round and it kept facing this way. We think it's a compass elf, and we think it's facing towards the North Pole.
I think so.
I think it's got to be.
Pointing home.
Yeah, magic elves. North Pole
Only
elf.
available here.
But yeah, anyway, so yes, let's do what you're going to do.
Okay, cool. So so the one thing that I wanted to do is to say, as a retailer, how do we make the most this year out of this occasion? So I think the point is to do, as we always do, is to give different price points.
Yeah.
So you've got a price point, and then we're going to elaborate on there. So we've got our wonderful elf head, and I'm just going to attach this directly to the top.
Okay. I'm still here. Oh, it's moved. That's the thing with this big balloon. It just kind of gets in the way when we're doing it in front of us.
Okay. So as you can see, that's not particularly sort of holding itself up, so we have to put a collar on there to complete it.
Yep.
But what I'm going to do for this, I might just move that slightly out of the way for a second. What I'm going to do to complete this is actually do a cluster of 4, but I'm using the arms 350 along with the duplicate to make that final cluster. And
we have shown how to do those arms previously on a show. I don't know what show number it is, before you ask.
I thought I was going to catch you out there. Okay. I'll just take away my excess. And again, I'll remove my excess.
So you've created a 4 balloon cluster, but not with 4 balloons that are the same.
Yes.
2 smaller balloons, 5-inch balloons, and what are they, 350s?
350s in green.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we can have that back, Greg. Thank you. Now I've got to cross these over.
Yeah.
But I'm going to cross them back over in the opposite direction just to tighten things up.
So the more you cross it, the tighter it will get.
Yes. And we've got a weight inside. So it's leaning slightly forward at the minute, but the weight inside will allow me to move the whole body of the balloon
So you put a sand weight in a balloon inside. We showed that in the Halloween show, and that just allows it to be that little bit more stable.
And you can move that around, and that means that we can actually make the most out of what would be perceived a helium-filled balloon on top.
Yeah.
But of course, it's all air-filled.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great. So let's put this over here. Have you finished with that? Is that done?
That's all done.
Excellent. Let's put that guy over there. So that's a good point you were making there, though, about getting pre-orders. So really, to make one of these, have them in your shops now.
Exactly.
Start selling them to people, and all for delivery. I
But
guess,
a few different price points. You know, you can maybe have you can just about, if you're careful, get an elf inside a 12-inch quick link.
Okay.
So you can have a smaller design with 12-inch quick link. You could have a personalised design, right the way up to a full character design.
Yeah.
And that gives you confidence to sell this at the added value price.
Yeah.
Because you've got lower price points in the mix.
Yeah.
And it means that you can start to build upon what is the same activity with some small extras, and you can start to build an array of price points, which means you can meet different people's needs.
Yeah.
You can get a wider range of sales, but I think we should go like...
There's not another price point above this, is there?
Another price point, but I think we should make it into 2 separate sales.
Okay.
So my idea is that obviously we get people in for that initial sale, but then we give them an offer on a Christmas present sale, which comes later in December.
Okay. All right. So what does that look like? Oh, I can see one right over there. Do you want to bring that in? Bring it in.
Okay.
This is so clever, I have to say.
So this is a Santa design.
I love that.
And then Santa is holding a sack. Ho, ho, ho.
That's fantastic. So what you've done there, all these techniques we've shown before.
Yeah.
And it's effectively, you've got your 4 balloon cluster, attached it to an 18-inch. You've got an attachment point on top of the 18-inch. Is that a 4 balloon cluster and arms?
And arms.
And then the foil on
just
top.
To move the scale in slightly differently. And I had to, the bit that's I've got to work on is you know, how do you hold a sack that's heavy, full of gifts?
Yeah, yeah.
And you hold that back at the back. So I've had to bend the arm right the way back. So I've not used a 350, I've used a 260, so I can get that extension of the arm to hold the sack.
Okay.
And the sack is a stuffed, and at the moment we've used a lot of 5 different size 5-inch and 7-inch balloons.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll have a little bit of chrome in there.
Yeah, of course you do.
A little bit of delight in the sack.
Yeah.
But this would be where I'm proposing that you'd have the offer to put a gift of their choice.
Okay, so you use the super stuffer once again.
Yes.
To do this, and you've just filled that with balloons. But you could, I guess, there'd be a weight limit on the sort of present you could put in there.
Well, if you take it one stage further, the sack could be on a very, very simple sleigh.
Okay.
And it could be dragging the sleigh full of gifts.
Oh, right, okay.
So then you can go up in weight.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. So that's a really interesting upsell and, well, further sale, isn't it? Yeah, love that. Love that. That's really good, Mark. Well, that's it, isn't it, really? I really like that for a sort of approach to Christmas and Christmas. Let's move this out of the way so people can see you.
The one thing that I will show you very, very quickly before we finish.
There's more.
There's one little tiny thing that I thought it'd be worth showing. I've got here one of our 7-inch chromes.
Yeah.
And I was making quite a few small balloons for the inside of there. So what I did, just to make maximum value out of the product, is that once I'd tied it off, I tied another knot a bit further down, and then similar to how we do the cuff, inflated another smaller balloon.
So you effectively got two bubbles out of one balloon.
And then you can just...
Oh, awesome, I love it.
Snip between there.
Oh, that's an excellent tip, Mark.
You got 2 different sizes.
I love that. That's a really good tip. What a great way of doing it. Love it. So, yeah, love it. I love the fact you've got that approaching December sale, so you get those lined up.
Yeah.
And then as an offer, you've got this one. That's a great idea. I think you're an inspiration, Mark.
Wonderful. What I would like to get inspired by, I want to know what people are selling for the gifts inside.
You know what? We could ask that as a question of the week.
Wouldn't that be great?
Well, let's do that. So what is the question of the week, Mark?
Inside your stuffing balloons for Christmas, what gifts are you actually selling?
There you go. Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. That's it from us. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for subscribing. I hope you have a great run up to Christmas and Christmas, although you will have more shows before Christmas. And yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
It's not Christmas yet.
Merry. It's Christmas.